Since the dawn of time, man has been waging war. Since the middle of the 17th century, men and women have been reenacting famous battles and other events, but with less bloodshed. I went to Cranbourne Chase to meet a group of weekend warriors as they trained for Viking reenactments. They told me their stories and gave me an insight as to the enjoyment of dressing up at the weekend, as the northern invaders of old.
My name is Taco. I've got no role specific in the Vikings. I'm a free man. I do what I want when I want, basically. I got in through a friend of mine. He recommended it to come along on a Tuesday evening when we used to train back in 1997 I started.
My name's Tony Thorpe. I sit on the Vikings High Council as Special Events Manager. I coordinate the Society's events for the season, from English heritage shows, national trust shows and private clients. I first got into looking at joining a group back in 1999. In the year 2000 there was a show at Wareham by the other main society in our period, Regia. They did what was supposed to be a major show at Wareham, which turned out to be quite a small affair. My daughter at the time was 3 or 4, so we was doing English heritage multi-period events, whereas we was going as a family, enjoying what everyone was doing, and we were sitting on top of a hill watching the Vikings doing their part of the show, and decided that why was we sitting on top of a hill when all the fun was down on the field, down the bottom? So it was just after that we went out and sourced the local group, and as I said, I joined.
My real name's Stephen Allen, but my name is Valgard Toebreaker. I'm an RTT, which means I'm a training officer in the Society. I've been doing it since 1989. Man and boy, as they say, getting a bit long in the tooth now, getting a bit old, unfortunately. It's a good thing we do. I don't go to as many shows as I used to now because my job, I'm a care worker in the community. I look after people who need support. So I go to sort of localised shows now within 100 miles. Because, you know, when I was younger we used to go abroad a lot, Scandinavia, Ireland, go up to Scotland, but it's costing a bit too much money now, which is good. There's a lot of people who does it, and I only sort of fight for a day now because I've got chronic arthritis in my joints, so that doesn't help, and I'm generally just a nasty person. Everybody just takes the mickey, and I just take the mickey out of them and pull them up over things. You know, I've become a grumpy old man, I think, basically, in the years I've been doing it. But it's good. These are little shows like this. What we're here now is obviously training, and I just go around looking to make sure everything's been done properly. You know, so I flitter around from place to place and give my opinion. I was climbing in North Wales when I got in. I was reading the Orkney sagas, which were written in the 11th century, I believe. And a guy actually said, opposite the carriage, said, "Oh, what are you reading?" I said, "I'm reading the Orkney sagas." He said, "Oh, are you interested in the Vikings?" I said, "I'm interested in all sort of early period fighting and peoples." And he said, "Oh, ever thought about doing reenacting?" So he said, "Oh," I said, "that might be interesting." So this was in '89. Gave me a phone number. When I got back from climbing up in North Wales, I phoned the person, met up with them. He's now actually the Canunga of our group. He's now the king of our society. And within a week I was training.
Well, my name is Cornelius. I'm a recognised training thing, RTT, and I'm basically training people to learn to do reenactment fighting. I bought a sword. I bought a sharp sword. I went in the garden, tried to use it, and didn't know how. So I had to learn it somewhere. So after emailing everywhere, and the closest one, which was for medieval martial arts, was in Bournemouth, I then joined the Vikings because it's the closest I can get to it.
Oh, I have so nice.
You know, I always tell him he fucking lies every day, and he always believes it. And he winds you up. Okay. You want to go for the shoulder? Make space. That's all you can do. If you come in for that shot there, hold that on for a second, you can do that. Nice sharp edge, or symbolize that.
I'm still doing about 1 or 2 shows a year, so not as much as I want to
My
do.
group, we have our own living history set up, so I will always be in kit, always doing something.
Most of the local shows I'll be going to, so there's Corfe Castle, I'll be going to that. There'll be Abbotsbury. I think there's something at Old Sarum this year as well. So yeah, I'll be doing those.
Doing pretty much stuff, until about half of England up, and then the real north ones, I haven't had a chance to do that because of work. I can't afford too much time off.
Fought at Hastings, which is the Society's biggest meeting, Old Sarum, Bolsover Castle, Kirby Hall. Some people, they buy all the stuff for the living history, the tents, they even have boats made, some of them. For me, the hobby is probably one of the cheapest ones I've ever had. The only things I've ever really bought is the helmet and the weaponry. The rest of it I've made myself. The clothes I've made myself. I made my own suit of chain mail. Chain mail I actually made back in '99 for Hastings 2000, which was our big battle. There's about 26,000 links in there. The sword I bought back in '97, so it's nearly seen 20 years of hard service. Every battle I've been in, I've fought with this sword, so it's a trusty old friend. My shield is the same age, a little bit worse to wear now, so it's due for replacement sometime.
Shield! Weapons! Race!
For me, there was no winning or losing. It was basically bettering the other person one way or another, or being bettered. As long as I had a good time, that was the important thing. Community life is brilliant. All very friendly people. We're all in there for the same thing, to have fun and to show people a good time.
Come along and join, it's fantastic. No one, and I absolutely no one apart from reenactors, get to enjoy such great venues as we do. The castles that we go to, that we stay overnight in, sleep under the stars, sit around a fire, drinking, laughing, taking the mickey out of each other. The social side is superb. You come into this from different angles. I came in through the history side, and it's just great. You're always learning, you're always educating yourself, then passing on that education to Joe Public, and that's what the Vikings is all about, it's education.
Very easy to get into it. Most of our members joined either through knowing friends who do it, through family as well, or people go to a show and ask us about our society, and because we're a nationwide society, we got lots of individual groups that can take on new members and train them up.
Start with the best moments you've had.
I think one of the best moments was back in '99 when we had to do Battle of Hastings for the year 2000 celebrations. The day started off with us having to drive over to London and spend a day in the BBC studios for Blue Peter, and after that we had to drive all the way down to Hastings and set up for the show. And on the first day for the show, I led out my troop of archers onto the battlefield to greet the Normans coming on, and we saw the whole Norman army assemble, and there was about 2,500 Norman soldiers with cavalry on. And then once they assembled, you get a chance to look at the crowd, and there was about 45,000 people there. And that took my breath away, and that was awe-inspiring.